I just wanted to ask you a question because I didn't hear this discussion until now. So if the Russian managed to take down the two heads of the army, the head of the actual army and the head of the secret service of the army, which was Budanov. So who is now in charge?
That's a question.
That's a good question.
Is there someone in charge?
Victoria Nuland, yes.
General Newland, General Milley, Viceroy Austin.
Do you think that? Because they are not on the plate. I mean, seriously, who is in charge? Who is in charge of this army?
NATO generals.
Manny, go ahead.
I believe that, but you know what? I wonder if some of these units they're just acting off of a standalone order that says basically when all else fails, attack from the front. Because Vaughn brought up something really important. These guys are just kind of, and Alan brought it up too. These guys are kind of figureheads. It's all the operational staff around them that may have been lost. That is the actual problem because they are the people who actually make the plans. The other two are figureheads that just approve them under their name.
Yeah,
but that's the thing though, is who were those people? And those people are meant to be in place to also go up the chain of command and work their way through to operational planning where they become the Zalunji. If they're all gone, if they went with them, or most of them did, think about the havoc there is because now you got to pull people out of commanders out of the field, put them in operational planning. They don't know what the original structure of the operational plan was to even fucking begin with. So they're going on their own, and there's nothing cohesive to it right now. It's almost like it's being managed at the. Let me finish, and I'll let you speak.
Yeah.
It's almost like it's being managed at like the almost like at the battalion level where or brigade level where they're just making these decisions on the last general orders they got. That's all I can think of to keep on doing this stupidity.
Yeah, so who is now in charge? Still, the question is still there. Who is now in charge of this army? Because Ukrainian army, it seems for me, in the last time, to act like kind of awkward, like chaotic. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you think about it from the point of the strike that might have gotten Zaluzny, it's been chaotic since then. It's been a power vacuum. I mean, think about it. If you lost all your middle managers that were the guys that did the moving and the shaking, the only people left are the high-end guys that weren't in the loop, that are all the big picture guys, and then the low-level guys that were all the wannabes and the drivers and the coffee fetchers and the briefcase carriers. Now they're being told to plan offensive. I mean, it could be that bad. Who knows? They lost. I would assume they lost a lot of operational people that knew how to run the logistics, get the shit where it needed to go. I mean, who knows how many people?
Well, you notice one thing. One thing I've noticed. Remember, the original offensive came out, 2 weeks ago, and we saw all sorts of photos then, but we haven't seen a whole lot since. So I'm wondering if they're a bit confused now as to what to do next. And if you recall, I think it was yesterday or the day before, the Russians hit another command center as well that was reported in RT. So I'm wondering if they have anybody there who's actively looking to put a plan together.
I have something to say. You can go first. I can't say that.
Yes. So I just wanted to mention that. I think even if they took one of the top people out, they would definitely have a replacement in line because the war has to go on. But I don't think they would have somebody. I think they would just get somebody who is not that competent. And also, I wanted to also point out the fact that I saw something on the gray zone. So this made me think about how involved the U.S. is with this, and thinking about it, the U.S. is involved deeply. I think they're completely intertangled with this whole thing, and I don't think they can get out that easily. And the gray zone mentioned that more stars have been added in the CIA headquarters in Langley. They usually don't say who has died, but they'll just add more stars on there. And they were saying that those people are dying in Ukraine.
Yeah. My thoughts were this. I don't think that it's changed at all. Like the Ukrainian military, even with all these potential deaths of leadership and change of leadership, the way they fight has not changed at all. This offensive, it only failed because your plan only works until Russians decide to use their artillery. You know what the hell? Who was it? Mike Tyson. Everybody has a plan until they get hit in the face or punched on the face. That's what happens to Ukraine every time. They think no matter if NATO gives them the plan and tells them exactly how to do it, and even if NATO's controlling them with controllers, they're going to fail because they're fighting a superior force that probably has every piece of land mapped out and just gauged in for their artillery. For them to even get to fight the Russians at this point is going to be very difficult, in my opinion. Because if they were telling me to leave those men, I would just say sit back because we already lost because you dug trenches. And first of all, you idiots, first of all, you already told them where you're going to be for the next 2 years. Okay, that's already the biggest problem you made. And second of all, you keep doing these counteroffensives that you don't need to be doing counteroffensives or offensives because there's a big difference between those two. And the offensive is worse than a counteroffensive in this situation because you're using more men over the entire front line. Guys, do you know how big the front line is? And these people are deciding to hit in the biggest part. It's just unbelievable, man. It makes me so angry.
Draco, to answer your question, who is in charge? I mean, look, remember Bakhmut.
Yeah.
Remember Bakhmut with Zaluzhny. Several times we got that in the news. Zaluzhny asked Zelensky to withdraw people from Bakhmut.
Yep.
And each time Zelensky said no. So
Okay.
Zaluzhny was never really in charge of Ukrainian army, in my point of view. That's why I'm saying it's NATO.
I was going to say also, if you want anecdotal evidence, you've got the helicopter airlifts that they try to do in Avastal despite the air defense to get guys out at the last second. You also have the Russian guys or the Chechens that went down in the basements and found basically a crematorium, and they found burned American passports, and that ties in with the rumors that there was some kind of NATO control center maybe down there. And then you've got rumors of NATO guys killed in these different strikes on command centers. So
Don't forget the
NATO's up to their eyeballs in it because there's enough evidence laying around on the ground.
Don't forget the Canadian general in Azovstal.
Yeah, the Canadian general that was supposedly captured. That's in Moscow now.
Yeah,
I mean,
you're right, Vaughn. They found literally American licenses by the bodies that were burnt down in Avastal, and these people should not have been there in any way,
That's
shape,
why
or
they burned
form.
them. And
Right,
the CIA
exactly.
thing with the stars is they have a file on that star what the guy did, so they know. But you'll never know that person's name and whatever. But yeah, you can guarantee that you have